So today I'm going to show you how to install a 76 Cadillac Eldorado alternator. This is a double foot, so it has a top mounting bracket and a bottom mounting bracket. First thing you're going to want to do is use a 9/16 to take off the pre-assigned bolt that it has in the top mounting position, and it's going to be the same bolt size for the bottom long one. This long one comes with a spacer, but I'll get into that later. That spacer's not going to fit with the remanufactured ones, unfortunately. But it fits right down there in the bottom, and it has a nice little groove that I can go into. I lubed mine up with PB Blaster before I put it in there just to make sure it slid properly, and that should work just fine. So when it's installed on the bottom, you want to make sure it's as far into that groove as possible. And if your spacer can fit here, this would be a good time to do it. It should fit right down there. But for right now, this is what it uses to make sure the belt tension is correct. And then after you get everything installed, the top tensioner is going to help as well to dial it in. You want to make sure that your belt has enough slack. You don't want it extremely tight to where it has no give, because then your belt's just going to snap when you're at high RPMs. Up here, you're going to want to make sure to go ahead and plug in your electrical. It should be just this little box right there. It should snap right in there. And then you want to take all your wires, loosen the nut on the back. I believe that's a 5/16 or an 11/32. I forgot. I just unscrewed it by hand, put everything in there, and then tightened it by hand, and then dialed it in afterwards. I forgot what socket I used, though. But everything should fit in there properly. It takes me a second to fiddle with it here in the video, but this is just to show you how everything's supposed to fit in. You're also going to want to make sure on the back, that back nut right there, you can see it. It's for your negative battery cable as well. I almost forgot to put it on. It's a very easy thing to miss, and you have to make sure that's completely done right, because that's what connects to your battery to make sure you're getting a negative charge as well. Afterwards, everything should be tensioned up at the top. It should have a little bit of wiggle like this. You want it to where it's just tight enough to where you can move it, but not tight enough to where it's going to fall, or not loose enough to where it's going to fall everywhere. Afterwards, I got everything tightened up properly, just like that. That's just to show you where all the electrical goes, and it shouldn't have any give. That alternator shouldn't move at all, and that belt should have just a little bit of give and take when you push down on it. You want to make sure your clearance zones are right too, because it's old metal, so sometimes that metal likes to move over heat and pressure when it's stuck for a long amount of time. And right down there I'm showing you how that spacer doesn't fit properly in there. I would keep it just because, I mean, it's very hard to find a new one, so